Your brother's kicking some serious butt right now in Raw. Are you impressed by the level of his competition? And he's on the brink of something really great.
Very much so. I'm happy. You know, I sit back and watch him. I'm very proud of him, and he's smarter than he's ever been. He's working harder than he's ever worked before. And, you know, we're both at a point where we're really starting to break through the glass ceiling. You know, just unfortunately for me, my appendix came along and ruptured, and I had to get that removed. And then I've kind of been out cleaning up, but actually when I come back, I'll be stronger than I was when I left, so it'll be a good thing.
Right. Can you talk about that appendix rupturing? Because you were rushed to the hospital. What was that whole ordeal like?
Actually, what had happened, we had Survivor Series on a Sunday, and the next day, Raw was live Monday from Fort Lauderdale. I was off that day, and I had to drive to Tampa. It's about a 4-hour drive. I drove to Tampa, stopped, worked out. It was a very normal day, but that night around like 11 p.m. or midnight, I actually started feeling a little sick and like a little bloated. And then I would try and go to bed, but then I would wake up and I'd be in more pain, and then all of a sudden I started getting I started getting sweats and cold chills, and it gradually got worse, and I just tried to fight it throughout the night being a guy. But anyway, you know, doing my thing. I went into TV a little early that day, and by this point, I had no energy. I felt like I was going to pass out, and I told the trainer what was going on with me. He says, "Wow, that sounds like your appendix." You know, I thought maybe I had food poisoning or something. And he took me to the hospital, and whenever we got in, they actually CAT scanned me. They're like, "Yeah, you have to have surgery right now because your appendix is ruptured, and it's actually poisoning you pretty bad as we speak." So I did that, and you know, they got it cleaned out, and I had a couple issues afterwards. I had 3 weeks that were pretty rough, but it's one of those things. If you ever have major pain, you know, make sure to get it checked out because it can kill you.
You're such a guy about it, but I'm sure your threshold for pain is, you know, huge. So you must have been like, wow, whatever, it's nothing.
Yeah, I hadn't done me any favors taking bumps for 10 years. So.
Yeah, I mean, you're no stranger to like pain and obstacles. You've had some knee problems, staph infection. Is it just bad luck, or is it a part of the job, all this pain?
I mean, I think it's a part of the job. I mean, I would look at someone like my brother Jeff, who has been extremely lucky. I mean, he did have a point where he took 3 years off it. I mean, there are some little nagging injuries he has that I know eventually, like, your body doesn't get better or more healthy from, you know, being slammed on a wooden still every night. You know, it's just a fact of life. But you only live life once, and I love being a WWE superstar, and I love wrestling for the WWE. So to me, it's worth it. You know, so there are, you know, definitely sacrifices you have to make in the job. And, you know, the appendix thing is, regardless if I was a wrestler or a mailman, you know, it would have happened. So there's nothing I could do about that.
Absolutely. And before you were sidelined, you were having a program with MVP, it was funny at times and it was humorous. Something tells me that when you get back, it's going to get a lot more physical.
Yeah, well, we just got to the point where he'd eventually kind of flip the switch on me and made it a lot more physical. And when I come back, I promise I will tenfold the physicality that he's brought on me. So when I come back, I think MVP and I will eventually go to a U.S. title match, and I think that's my first step into eventually becoming the World Heavyweight Champion is winning the U.S. title and then going on. Yeah.
When can we expect you back in the ring?
Very, very soon. It won't be long now.
Get like a date. Can we get some numbers and months going on?
Yeah, just a couple weeks. Soon? Just a few weeks, yeah. It won't be long, yeah.
Now, everyone knows that you're not a stranger to the online community. All your fans know a lot about you. But is there something maybe that the average fan doesn't know and you can tell us?
Well, I will give you an exclusive scoop that's never been said anywhere else. It'll be right here on the score. This is where you get the scoop. Actually, because I was out that whole while, I had a bad elbow problem that had been nagging me the whole while. So I actually had my elbow scoped and cleaned out, which while I was out with my appendix, which I had a little longer, and it was something that wouldn't conflict with it. Yeah. So actually, I will come back much, much healthier than ever before. So if MVP thought I threw hard hands before, just wait till the hard hands I throw now, because I can actually swing with my full power.
Nice. And you heard it right here.
That's the scoop. No one else knows.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Matt Hardy.
Sure.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
It's great to hear that Hardy is close to making his return to SmackDown, and the fans of the WWE can't wait to see him back in the ring. We've got to take a quick break, but when the countdown to Raw returns, the 6 Raw superstars taking part in the Elimination Chamber match got a chance to square off last week in a 6-man tag team match.
Tomorrow, the Pacers must defend the home court to the Boston Celtics. The game tips off at 7, then we cap it off with some court surfing only on the home for the hardcore.
You don't plan it, but one day, your uncontrolled movement